right, it's Tuesday, May 2nd, just following up on the SPY again. You can see we're just continuing down on the 15-minute chart, bar after bar after bar, so there's no reason to really look to exit at this point. Options that bought 415 puts at 338. I scaled out very conservatively at 380. I took out some more at 473. They're up to 660 right now and continuing lower. In the big picture, the thing is, we've kind of reached our target, which was the low of that day. So that's all today has to do. I mean, I know it looks like a tremendous red day. We're into this fair value gap here now between the high of this bar and the low of this bar. So this real, and then on the weekly, so that's an area where we could be finding some buying here, kind of just a pullback, a pretty severe one after this move up. But it's a pretty big bar. And right now on the weekly chart, this would be the area where you'd really expect it to hold, not necessarily today and have a big push back up, but somewhere in here we should start pausing and in the days ahead get some kind of a tail in here that would hold the midpoint of this last week's buying tail, and if we're going to head higher, but it's going to take a lot of action now to kind of reverse this type of day. You never know. I mean, it's still so early in the morning. We're only an hour and a half into trading. Anything can happen before the end of the day, and you want to stick to the downside. But at this point, this would kind of be the area that price almost would have to hold in some form in order to really continue the uptrend. If not, we might be, penetrating this midpoint of the prior week and then working down towards new weekly lows, a big outside bar to the downside. I mean, anything's possible. And with this type of opening, how weak it is, you kind of expect, even if we get a little bit of a rally up here, there's enough fair value gaps in here to fill that you'd expect another test of these lows at a minimum. So, and right now we haven't even started the pullback. So we'll just have to see what unfolds. Again, every so often you get this is obviously price imbalance to the downside. Sometimes it comes all the way back through it and just fills in the imbalance, but I don't get the sense that's going to happen today. Anyway, bottom line is buying puts here was the only trade to even take, and we did end up getting a bigger move than you might have expected, but that's the way, price action can go when you watch price action. So we're still heading lower until we get some kind of pause here. It's not even anything to exit the trade completely yet if you're holding on. But this is an area where it could hold, but maybe we're just going to have to kind of see it in a push down, a hold, a secondary test of that, and then maybe we'll have to see how this day ends in order to gauge if this type of day here can possibly be reversed to the upside anytime soon. If not, we might be, maybe heading to the lows of last week if this really if we can't hold in here. So let's see what happens. But this would be the area where really it should hold if it's going to eventually reverse to the upside.